My esteemed brother, Mr. Justice Biren Vaishnav, Senior Judge, High Court of Gujarat, and Executive Chairperson, Gujarat State Legal Services Authority, Mrs. Meera B. Vaishnav, spouse of Justice Biren Vaishnav, family members of Justice Vaishnav, my esteemed brother and sister judges, Mr. Kamal Trivedi, Learned Advocate General, Ms. Manisha Lavkumar, Learned Additional Advocate General, Mr. G. H. Wilk, Learned Government Pleader, Mr. H. A. Dave, Learned Public Prosecutor, Mr. Office Bearers of the Advocate Association, Learned Senior Advocates, Learned Members of the Bar, Learned Registrars and Members of the Registry of the High Court, ladies and gentlemen. A very good afternoon to all of you. It is with immense pride and profound respect that I deliver this farewell address in the honor of my esteemed brother, Mr. Justice Biren Vaishnav, Judge of the High Court of Gujarat. Today, we gather to bid a heartfelt farewell to Justice Vaishnav, marking the end of his remarkable journey in the High Court. Born on 22nd May 1963 in New Delhi to Mr. Aniruddha Chimanrai Vaishnav and Mrs. Jyotsna A. Vaishnav, Justice Vaishnav's early years were shaped by a strong foundation of values and education. He completed his schooling at St. John's and Sacred Heart in Chandigarh, followed by Frank Anthony Public School in Delhi. His academic journey continued at St. Xavier's College in Ahmedabad, where he graduated in arts with a specialization in economics. Justice Vaishnav then pursued his LLB from Sir L. A. Shah Law College, Ahmedabad, where he laid the groundwork for a distinguished legal career. In 1987, with a heart full of ambition and a vision for justice, Justice Vaishnav, enrolled as an advocate with the Bar Council of Gujarat, began his professional journey under the mentorship of Advocate Sri P. V. Hathi, honing his skills in various fields of law. His journey took a pivotal turn when in 1991 he joined the office of the then Justice Anil R. Dave, who was then the solicitor to the government of Gujarat. Under Justice Dave's guidance, he delved into the complexities of civil and criminal law, particularly focusing on matters related to government employees. It was in 1995 that Justice Vaishnav truly came into his own, establishing an independent practice in the heart of Gujarat's legal community. Sharing in chamber number 249 with advocates Shri Harish Nanavati and Shri Bharat Rao, he built a reputation for being a meticulous and passionate lawyer. His work on various panels, including for the Gujarat Land Development Corporation and Gujarat Pollution Control Board, further solidified his standing. From 1999 to 2016, his role as the Standing Counsel for the Election Commission of India saw him play a vital part in some of the nation's most important democratic processes. He was also a trustee in the trust named Legal Eagle, floated in the memory of late Justice S.D. Shah, with Justice Mohit Shah, Mr. A.K. Clark, and Mr. Amar Bhatt. In 2016, after years of dedication to the service of law, Justice Vaishnav's exceptional legal acumen and steadfast integrity was recognized, and he was elevated as an additional judge of the Gujarat High Court. In 2018, he was confirmed as a permanent judge. In his legal journey full of milestones, Justice Vaishnav has achieved the position of the senior most judge of the High Court, where he began his career as a young lawyer, dreaming big. Not many are able to achieve that. Through these milestones, Justice Vaishnav has become a symbol of judicial excellence, a young lawyer who rose through the ranks not just with legal prowess, but with an unwavering commitment to fairness and justice. When one reflects on the judicial tenure of Justice Vaishnav, what stands out is not just the volume of his work, but the clarity, compassion, and conviction with which he delivered justice. His judgment speaks for themselves, firm in principles, yet mindful of the human element at the heart of every dispute. Among his many contributions adorning the bench, a few are particularly illustrative. A ruling that ensured pensioners and lecturers in colleges across the state receiving their rightful pension entitlements, recognizing their years of dedicated service. SCA number 5279 of 2019. A decision that opened the doors of admission to the prestigious Indian Institute of Management for a deserving candidate for postgraduate management course emphasizing equal opportunity in education. SCA number 7804 of 2020. A judgment that clarified the application of reservation policies, particularly concerning female categories and its relaxation with reference to minimum qualifying marks of male candidates. LPA number 1105 of 2015. A significant ruling on the enforceability of foreign awards in India, setting an important precedent in the realm of international arbitration, petition under Arbitration Act number 131 of 2019. A case that reinforced the regulatory framework of the Competition Commission, providing a clearer understanding of how the provisions should be applied. SCA number 8101 of 2020. A judgment that clarified the powers of inspection, search, and seizure under the provisions of the CGST Act, balancing the enforcement of tax laws with the protection of citizens' rights. SCA number 26222 of 2022. Each of these rulings not only highlights Justice Vaishnav's exceptional legal acumen, but also reflects his profound understanding of societal needs and his commitment to ensuring fairness in law. What truly set Justice Vaishnav apart on the bench was his calm and patient approach. He was always considerate towards young advocates, giving them a fair hearing and encouraging them in their early years of practice. His courtroom was a space where one could learn and grow with dignity and confidence. On the administrative side, Justice Vaishnav rendered invaluable service to the High Court of Gujarat through his active involvement in a wide range of crucial responsibilities. He served as the administrative judge and contributed meaningfully as a member, chairperson of several key committees, including Standing Committee, committees for direct recruitment and promotion of judicial officers, district judges and senior civil judges, Juvenile Justice Committee, High Court Building Committee, Rules Committee, Central Recruitment Committee, Computer and Technology Committee, Budget and Finance Committee, promotion committees for various cadres of administrative staff, Advocate Chambers Allotment Committee, High Court Medical Facility Committee for staff and stakeholders. His leadership extended beyond the institutional confines of the High Court. As the executive chairperson of the Gujarat State Legal Services Authority and president of the Gujarat State Judicial Academy, Justice Vaishnav guided numerous progressive initiatives focused on accessibility, inclusion, and awareness. Notable among these were observance of important days like Sports Day and Environment Day, as well as creative programs such as drawing workshops and the expansion of Signal School. A mega legal service camp under NALSA Scheme 2015 for protection and enforcement of tribal rights. Inauguration of mediation room centers across 45 talukas in 19 districts on 19th April 2024. State level conference on mediation, a tool for arbitration and commercial courts, May 2024. Legal literacy camps and conferences on specially abled children. Launch of MedArb, a dedicated mediation center for arbitration. Compilation and release of Muskan and Strokes. Creative outreach initiatives for children. An year-long legal awareness campaign titled Ehsaas Nyay Ka Sabke Liye, launched in October 2024. Mobile van campaigns to reach vulnerable sections with legal empowerment tools. Inauguration of the Victimology Center at Shaibagh on 6th March 2025. Celebrations of 3 decades of NALSA, including the Western Regional Conference at Ekta Nagar, Mega Legal Awareness and Empowerment Camp under the Tribal Rights Scheme 2025 at Ekta Nagar, various mediation training programs and national Lok Adalats. Justice Vaishnav brought to all these roles a rare blend of judicial insight, grounded wisdom, outstanding administrative skills, and a warm, humane approach. These qualities combined with his clarity of thought and sense of service define the legacy of a judge deeply committed to justice in every sphere. I would like to share a quote by the great philosopher Edmund Burke, which, in my opinion, beautifully encapsulates the essence of Justice Vaishnav's approach to law and life. I quote, "It is not what a lawyer tells me I may do, but what humanity, reason, and justice tell me I ought to do." Unquote. This quote resonates with the way Justice Vaishnav has conducted himself throughout his legal career. Brother Justice Vaishnav possesses a very pleasing personality, always smiling. Compassion is at the heart of true morality, and Justice Vaishnav demonstrates compassion not only in his judgment but also in his administrative roles. He approached every task with kindness and fairness, always mindful of the people involved. I say this with great pride that we have all witnessed his deep sense of empathy and care in how he managed the High Court's affair. In every role he undertook, whether as a member, chairperson of committees, or in his judicial capacity, Justice Vaishnav made the system more humane. He understood that true leadership is not about it not just about authority, but about nurturing and uplifting those around you. Our hearts are full of nothing but praise and admiration for the magnificent way in which he held the reins of power. The occupation of the exalted office made him most humble at heart, which had always melted for the smallest man in the system. I would like to share one instance that truly highlights Justice Vaishnav's remarkable compassion. Recently, he was deeply moved when he noticed that housekeeping staff were working in the harsh summer heat in open areas of High Court campus and took the initiative to ensure that ORS cool drinks were provided to them every afternoon during the summer months. This is just one example of his concern for the well being of those around him. I am also told that the entire registry staff, be it for promotions, work issues, appointments, or any difficulty, would first approach Justice Vaishnav, who would patiently hear them and make his best efforts to find a way out. Hence, for all those who are concerned and connected with the administration of justice, I am sure Justice Vaishnav would be remembered forever. His love for music and his singing talent were showcased at the High Court's karaoke night, much to the delight of all present. Justice Vaishnav enjoys reading fiction in his free time. Today, Justice Vaishnav is parting after holding his position as a judge of the High Court of Gujarat for 9 years. Saying farewell to a colleague who has been a constant source of wisdom, kindness, and strength is never easy. But as is said, retirement is not the end of the road. Rather, it is the opening of a new pathway, a second inning of life. I congratulate and extend my gratitude to his wife, Mrs. Meera Vaishnav, a homemaker, for being his staunch supporter. His son, Mr. Shantanu Vaishnav, is a senior consultant at Price Waterhouse Coopers, Gurgaon. His daughter-in-law, Miss Millie Bakshi, is a lawyer practicing in the Supreme Court. His elder brother, Mr. Avirat Vaishnav, is a pediatric surgeon in Muscat. In the end, on my behalf and on behalf of all my brother and sister judges, I extend our warmest wishes to Justice Vaishnav for a fulfilling, healthy, and joyful life ahead. May this new chapter be filled with happiness, success, and new achievements. We wish you all the best for the bright future that lies before you. Thank you.
Honorable the Chief Justice and all the honorable judges of the High Court of Gujarat, my esteemed colleagues, learned Additional Advocate General Ms. Manisha Lavkumar, Government Pleader Ms. Gursharan Vik, Public Prosecutor Sri Hardik Dave, and all the government law officers, Vice President and other office bearers of the Gujarat High Court Advocates Association, Registrar General and other registrars of the High Court and the officers of the registry, learned senior advocates and the members of the legal fraternity of the state, and invited guests and dignitaries. Today we have gathered here to celebrate Honorable Mr. Justice Biren Vaishnav's odyssey of equitableness and uprightness, as his lordship is to enter the golden years of life after 21st May 2025. Through years of distinctive judicial career, his lordship has left an indelible mark on the pillars of justice. In fact, today marks a poignant and significant occasion to take a bird's eye account of Sri Biren Bhai's life journey. As referred to by the Honorable the Chief Justice, born on 22nd May 1963 at New Delhi to Srimati Josna Ben and Sri Anirudh Bhai, Sri Biren Bhai did his schooling from St. John's and Sacred Heart School, Chandigarh, followed by Frank Anthony Public School, Delhi, and finally Rajkumar School at Rajkot. After completion of school education, His Lordship got graduated with principal subject of economics from St. Xavier's College, Ahmedabad, followed by graduation in law from Sir Elisha College, Ahmedabad. After getting enrolled with the Bar Council of Gujarat on 7 September 1987, Sri Biren Bhai started practice by joining the office of Senior Advocate Sri P.V. Hathi, and very soon carved a niche for himself as a very modest but a formidable lawyer. During the period from 1991 to 1995, he appeared on behalf of the state government in various important matters, along with his another senior, Honorable Mr. Justice Hon'Ble R. Dave, former Judge Supreme Court, who then was the Solicitor to the Government of Gujarat and Additional Government Pleader. Sri Biren Bhai started independent practice in the year 1995 and was in the panel of various public corporations like Gujarat Land Development Corporation, Gujarat Public Service Commission, Gujarat Pollution Control Board, and as was referred, was Standing Counsel for Election Commission of India for the period from 1999 to 2016. Sri Biren Bhai came to be elevated as additional judge on 6 April 2016, and he became permanent judge on 15 March 2018. It is really commendable that all throughout the judicial career, His Lordship has adhered to utmost dignity and decorum in judicial conduct. Justice Vaishnav, with his pleasing personality, adopted a calm but no-nonsense approach while dealing with the members of the bar. The environment in Justice Vaishnav's courtroom was such that it would encourage junior lawyers to come prepared with matters. His Lordship ensured that junior lawyers were at ease while presenting their cases and were given patient hearing. Behind a non-assuming and resolved face of His Lordship, one discovers a sensitive, subtle, and sincere, but at the same time also transparent, assertive, and witty human being who is full of warmth, courage, and conviction. A great believer in providence and a theory of karma, Sri Biren Bhai strongly believes in following a Roman maxim, res ipsa liquido, means let things speak for themselves rather than engaging in self-praise. Your Lordship's judgments are more than legal documents. They are the reflections of deep thought, steady empathy, and undeviating ethics. In a time when trust in institutions must be earned daily, your Lordship's presence in courtroom served as a reminder that it still has a human face. As a judge of this honorable court for a period of more than 9 years, Sri Biren Bhai has had several occasions to deal with varied issues of law, wherein the landmark judgments have been handed down, a list whereof is unending, and some of which have already been referred to by the Honorable the Chief Justice. But each of them bespeaks about the pragmatic approach of an experienced judge. Let me refer to a few more of those judgments of His Lordship showing utmost concern for the society as a whole. In case of State of Gujarat versus Chandubai Chotabhai Patel, reported in 2018, Volume 3 GLR 2658, while dealing with the controversy raised by the concerned district panchayat against the entitlement of pensionary dues of a panchayat servant, panchayat's appeal came to be dismissed with a strong observation by His Lordship to the effect that panchayat service is also a part of the state service, whereby the state is the master and therefore every officer employed in the panchayat service is a servant of the state entitled to the grant of pensionary benefits. In a case of Vidya Shah versus State of Gujarat, reported in 2022 AIJEL at C244673, His Lordship set aside paras 13.1 and 13.10c of the Gujarat Deceased Donor Organ and Tissue Transplantation Guidelines, which mandated the requirement of domicile certificate for registration of patient as a recipient of on the state list for cadaveric transplant of an organ in Gujarat. It was held that right to health is an integral part of the right to life under Article 21, and therefore the state has a constitutional obligation to provide medical treatment, and denial of the same to the petitioners who are not domiciles of Gujarat is illegal and unconstitutional. In case of Welspun Steel Resources Private Limited versus Union of India, reported in 2023, Volume 4, GLR 2095, His Lordship held that under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002, only that property which has been obtained as a result of criminal activity can be considered as proceeds of crime, and to arrive at such a determination, there must be a reason to believe on the strength of sufficient material and not on the basis of mere suspicion or gossip. In case of Vodafone Idea Telecom Infrastructure Limited versus Chief Controlling Revenue Authority, reported in 2024, 65 GLR 1413, His Lordship, as a part of the full bench, was dealing with various questions referred under the stamp reference made under Section 54(1)A of the Gujarat Stamps Act 1958, wherein it was held that an order of National Company Law Tribunal cannot be impounded by the collector under Section 33 of the Act. When the same was presented for stamping, as a power exercise under Section 31 is an administrative exercise of granting opinion, whereafter the collector becomes functus officio, and therefore no proceedings can be invoked under Section 33 of the said Act. Besides judicial work, as was referred to by the Honourable Chief Justice, His Lordship was actively involved in various administrative roles. His Lordship was nominated as administrative judges in various committees of the High Court. He was the president of Gujarat State Judicial Academy, and at present His Lordship is the executive chairman of Gujarat State Legal Services Authority. Thus, in course of this journey, Justice Vaishnav has left behind not just a series of legal pronouncements and several administrative decisions, but the legacy of wisdom, dedication, fairness, and unwavering commitment to Dharma, the righteous path. It is said in Bhagavad Gita, I quote, Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. Dharma protects those who uphold it. This sacred duty to protect Dharma and law, and through it, the rights and dignity of the people, has been the cornerstone of His Lordship's judicial life. In a courtroom that often reflects the complexity of life itself, Justice Vaishnav upheld balance, compassion, and above all, justice. As we honor His Lordship's contributions, we are reminded of words in Sanskrit. I quote, "The yatra naryastu pujyante tatra devtaha," I unquote. Meaning thereby, where those deserving of respect are revered, divinity itself resides there. And surely, in this honorable court, wherever Justice Vaishnav presided, dignity and fairness always found a home. As we bid farewell, let me share a few lines of Hindi couplet that captures the spirit of His Lordship's journey. जिंदगी की राहों में जो मुकाम आता है, जिंदगी की राहों में जो मुकाम आता है, हर किसी का वक्त पर एक इम्तिहान आता है. आपने ये इम्तिहान को न्याय की पूजा बना दिया, इसलिए हमने हमारे दिल से आपको दुआ दे दिया. And quote, Sir, we convey our heartiest congratulations for completing a very meaningful and remarkable judicial journey, and farewell. With deep respect and warm wishes. Now you will be able to devote more time to your better half, Mirabel, and other family members, and also to activate your hobbies like singing, karaoke, reading, and listening to the ghazals of Jagdish Singh and Ghulam Ali. While concluding, I pray on behalf of all of us that may your days ahead be as meaningful and memorable as the years you spent on the bench of this honorable court, while maintaining the radiant health, sufficient strength, and immense happiness. I also take this opportunity to wish each one of us present over here a very relaxing and rejuvenating vacation, while taking a fervent sense of pride in the strength and resilience of our loved ones on the frontiers of our great nation, Bharat. Thank you very much.
My Lord the Chief Justice, Honorable companion judges of this court, learned Advocate General Shri Kamal Bhai, learned Additional Advocate General Srimati Manisha Ben, learned Public Prosecutor Hardik Bhai Dave, learned Government Pleader Shri Virk, office bearers of GHA, members of the family of Justice Vaishnav, senior advocates, staff of registry, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we gather to celebrate exemplary and dynamic career of Justice Vaishnav as a judge and bid him farewell as he steps into his next phase of life, which we all know would always be active and vibrant. At the outset, I want to say that the bar has mixed emotions on your retirement. While your absence as judge will leave a void amongst us, at the same time, in anticipation of your second inning, we would like to celebrate this day in a cheerful manner. As we all know, Justice Vaishnav is courageous and upright in his virtues as a judge, which is reflected from his judgments and order, such as issuing notice to the registry of this court in a challenge to circular not allowing leave notes of party in person. He has also taken serious view in case of Rajkot TRP game zone immediate and passed an order to prevent evidence being lost in such tragic moment. His lordships also took suo motu cognizance of a case where a pregnant woman lost her life before reaching to hospital due to absence of road in Chota Udaipur. And the list is endless. His tenure as a judge of this court yielded many judgments on different law points, some of which have been already referred and highlighted by my Lord the Chief Justice and Learned Advocate General. During his early days of education, he had a very active and awarding phases in school as well as in colleges. He won prizes in quiz competition and participated in many cultural events. He was accorded gold medals for good conduct, elocution, and public speaking, and also in music. He was one of the best behaved students and earned most sought after dormitory, which was near principal's office. Generally, students avoid staying near principal's quarter, but Justice Vaishnav insisted that he should stay there. Justice Vaishnav has a vivid personality, full of energy and life, besides his professional career. I took the liberty to inquire and discovered from a reliable source that Justice Vaishnav is an exceptional sitar player. While in his childhood, he played live sitar on the telecast of Doordarshan. We hope, wish and anticipate that my lords reignites the same passion and on some day we get the opportunity to experience that delight. On a lighter note, very few of us know that Justice Vaishnav was popularly addressed as doctor in his inner circle due to distinct facial features, and it is still, I think my Lord Justice Majmudar used to address Justice Vaishnav as doctor. Beyond his legal expertise and impeccable integrity, Justice Vaishnav is known for his deep sense of empathy and humanity. We have recently seen, few days back while he was having interaction with specially able staff of Mitti Cafe, he would invariably once in a while visit the premises of Mitti Cafe along with other honorable judges to encourage and support those differently blessed individuals. He also celebrated Down Syndrome Day with them recently. As has been referred, in case where this signal school children were brought for a workshop here, I was told that Justice Vaishnav wear their uniform just to make them comfortable in the said workshop. His stint as executive chairman of Gujarat State Legal Authority has yielded promising and positive result in getting justice for many underprivileged. Not only this, I also come to know one really heartwarming habit of Justice Vaishnav, that from year 2016, when he was elevated as a judge and moved to the judge's bungalow, till date, he wakes up early every day at 5 o'clock in the morning invariably and make tea and also serves to all neighboring guards and staff. Such a qualities are nothing but testament to his humane nature. Each and every member of this bar has no hesitation in acknowledging that journey with your lordships has been gratifying and cherishing. I take this opportunity to inform your lordships that young members of the bar were always comfortable and felt encouraged while arguing before your lordships. Lastly, in the spirit of reminding that some people can never be replaced or forgotten, in the words of Sri Harivansh Rai Bachchan, I would like to quote few lines in Hindi from his book, and I quote, वक्त की धूपों या तेज आंधियां कुछ कदमों के निशान कभी नहीं खोते, जिन्हें याद करके मुस्कुरा दे वो लोग दूर होकर भी दूर नहीं होते. Sir, your contribution has been invaluable for the bar, and we all wish that you retire from this retirement very soon. All the best. Thank you, sir.
Honorable the Chief Justice, esteemed colleagues on the bench, Shri Kamalbhai Trivedi, Learned Advocate General, Ms. Manisha Lal Kumar, Additional Advocate General, Shri Virk, Learned Government Pleader, Shri Hardik Dave, Learned Public Prosecutor, respected senior advocates, Shri Virat Popat, Vice President of the Gujarat High Court Advocates Association, Shri Hardik Brahmbhatt, Secretary of the Association, and learned members of the bar, court staff, friends, and well-wishers. Today, as I rise to bid farewell to this court, after 9 years of service on the bench, I do so with a heart full of gratitude, humility, and reflection. It is not for me to assess the worth or legacy of my judgments. Time alone will write that balance sheet. But what I can do today is acknowledge the people who shaped my journey and express my deepest thanks. On 7th of September 1987, when I was a fresh LLB graduate, with an uncertainty of the future, I was picked up on enrollment by my first handholder, Shri P.V. Hathi, to join his office. True to his surname, which when translated into English means elephant, the giant nurtured me for 4 years. When I quit his office for an independent practice, by writing a simple note, leaving on his table for him to see later, because I was in awe of his personality. With no family background as a lawyer, the rupees 350 check that I would have got from Hathi Sahab stopped. The quest to be independent, I thought then, was misconceived. Then came a job offer at NDDB, a premier organization. The man who interviewed me, one Mr. M.N. Butch, warned me not to step into the Naukri mode, having been a lawyer. Financial constraints prevailed over the ego of being an independent lawyer, and I continued working with NDDB for 9 months. During my service at NDDB, once when I was visiting the old High Court to meet my advocate friends, Justice R.K. Abhichandran, in the corridors of the old campus, where there was no separate walkway for judges, called me out and seeing me in colored clothes, turned red. The Chowkidar followed and ushered me into his chambers. Hell broke loose, maybe opening the doors again of this institution, the heaven it has been and a haven for me. The doors opened into the arms of a man with a golden heart, Shri Anil Dave, the then Solicitor General Government of Gujarat. Little did I know then that a twist of tale will come again later. His elevation as a judge of this court gave me the opportunity to satiate my dreams of being an independent lawyer. Then walks in Sri Harish Nanavati, who offered his office space to begin a career independently. I must admit that it did not really take off for me. In the interregnum, I found support when I shared a two-room flat office space of Sri Percy Kabin. Evenings in office were time to play cricket with a handkerchief rolled into a ball and the tiffin box as a bat. 1996 brings in a government officer turned lawyer Sri Paresh Upadhyay into my professional life. The man's guts and boldness pushed me, or he pushed me, to be more proactive to work. I ultimately, because of his encouragement, bought his office when he, true to his capabilities, moved to a larger space because of his wider canvas. 2004 gave me a great push when Justice Akhil Qureshi gave me all his files of the Central Administrative Tribunal on his elevation. The mantle of responsibility to don the ropes to render justice fell when the gavel struck first in March 2011, when Justice Mukhopadhyay invited me to join the bench. For good reasons, the ropes evaded me when my brother judges then walked the altar in November 2011. Yes, to be honest, I was shattered, and I thought I had no purpose of being around in this campus. However, the lights came back again in the form of Justice Paresh Upadhyay, who then silently pushed my professional career and saw that I got nominated as a retainer to various government bodies like GPCB, GPSC, etc. The second call to adorn this bench came in 2014, and the gavel struck finally on 6/4/2016. Again, no secret that the very man with the golden heart then, Justice Anil Dave, ensured that I made it to the bench. My journey on this bench began with Justice Kalpesh Javeri, a hard taskmaster, who insisted I read all matters, which actually helped me in my later times. Justice Akhil Qureshi, Justice Harsha Devani, Justice M.R. Shah, and Justice Abhilasha Kumari, as later guides, held my hand into the unknown corridors of law. Then came a man whom I still and will always consider as my elder brother on the bench, Justice Anand Dave. I shared a bench with him in this very court for over 18 months. He was a Krishna to the Arjun I tried to be. Maybe I was destined to be a part of this courtroom, and I also had some wonderful days and engaging times with Justice Vikram Nath, Judge Supreme Court of India, whose sharp sense and wittiness, but who otherwise was a quick decision maker, gave me a free hand. My dear elder brother, Justice R.M. Chhaya, who became the acting Chief Justice, opted me to be his bench partner. With him, I learned the easier way of looking at the law and dealing with lawyers, notwithstanding my temper. The ever smiling Justice A.J. Desai picked me up to be his bench partner in this very courtroom again. He would always sense the unease of my temper and hold my hand under the table and tell me to breathe easy. All of them shaped this earthen pot to take over and preside over a division bench. Justice Bhargav Karya, Justice Mona Bhatt, Justice Deven Desai, Justice Nisha Thakur, Justice Pranav Trivedi, Justice Maulik Shelat, Justice Hemant Prachhat, and Justice Liaquat Pirzada made my journey smooth. Justice Mona Bhatt, a very dear friend, when at the bar, we fought tooth and nail. When she opposed me with her charming smile in the Central Administrative Tribunal, needs a special mention. Mona Ben, I reiterate my apology for that unsavory episode on the bench. A sense of regret that I couldn't stand up to the expectations of being a specialist in taxation matters that Justice Kari and Justice Bhatt would have wanted me to be. I confess I was looking forward to take up more challenges to deal with various subjects of law, but maybe I was destined to end my judicial career with the Chief Justice assigning me to deal with matters under Family Courts Act. The roster in family laws made me aware of societal limitations and challenges. This roster, together with my duties as Executive Chairman, Gujarat State Legal Services Authority, made me see the humane side of the conflicts that judges have to resolve. These 9 years as a judge have been challenging. The ride has been smooth at times and bumpy too on many occasions. To the senior advocates, I owe a debt of respect and appreciation. Your erudition, wisdom, and clarity have not only enriched the discourse in my court, but have often provided me the perspectives that illuminated the path to justice. It is the younger members of the bar who truly honored my court. With your enthusiasm, your sincerity, and your faith in the institution, you have been the lifeblood of daily proceedings, and your commitment to the rule of law reassures me that the future of our judiciary is in capable hands. My father was a tough taskmaster, always every morning giving me 2 mantras of being honest and hardworking. Hopefully, I have lived up to his dreams. My mother was a nightingale, a soft heart. In my journey as a judge, I began in 2016. Both were there as stars on the firmament watching me. Maybe in the discharge of duties as a judge, the nature of my father, who had a hard temper, showed in me more than the mother's soft heart. I am no one to judge myself, but hopefully I tried to maintain the balance. I will be failing in my duty if I don't mention the name of my wife, Veera. We together have seen very difficult times when Shantanu, my son, was in primary school. We had chosen DPS to be his school. A misadventure then, because I had no wherewithal for the fees. While Pikaram dropped to his tuition classes from Ambawadi to Mansi Circle and back, Meera would pass by the judges' bungalows, telling my son that someday we will stay here. He would come and ask me if that is true. The answer came in 2016. Meera has always been a passive support during my journey from an advocate to the judge until date. Now with Shantanu's marriage, I have a daughter, Millie, not a daughter-in-law, who is in the same profession. Not many know that I have a daughter in Venu Nanavati who is in this very court. I am proud of the fact that she has maintained the distance and the protocol during the 9 years of my judgeship. All my friends, including Subodh Magia, have rendered support to me in my trying times. In discharge of my administrative duties when I was to oversee various districts, I got complete cooperation and commitment from the judicial officers who headed those districts, the judicial officers who are a part of the said district, and the respective staff of the district judiciary. I thank all of them. As I climbed up the ladder, first as the chairman of the High Court Legal Services Committee, then as the president of the Judicial Academy, and finally as an executive chairman of the Gujarat State Legal Services Authority, the assignments had been challenging and educating. It's been an education in human psychology, to be humane, to reach out to the needy. Shri B.H. Ghasura is member secretary of the High Court Legal Service Committee. Justice Odedra, who then was the director of the Gujarat State Judicial Academy, gave me a lot of support in my assignment. Rahul Trivedi, as a member secretary, has been, and I don't feel ashamed of saying, a mentor in my stint as an executive chairman of the Gujarat State Legal Services Authority. The other GSLSA team members have stood by me like soldiers. Also, as a part of several administrative committees as the head or as a team member, especially the ones like the Juvenile Justice Committee, I got to understand the nitty-gritties of administering law with a human touch. The Chief Justice assigned me several roles as a part of the Recruitment Committee, the Rule Committee, and many more. And hopefully, I could contribute something to this august institution. The beginning to an end that I never crafted would be incomplete if I don't mention the contribution of each one of my staff members. On 6/4/2016, I entered chamber number 29 in the basement, which was my first chamber in the High Court, feeling like a fresh graduate entering his class dormitory. My court master Kamal Bukhari, my secretarial staff Divya Nair, Ankit Shah, Bimal, Vatsal Kotecha, who despite my temper tantrums tolerated me and gave me all the support to be a good judge, an administrator, and above all, a good human being that I tried to be. The chamber turned into a place where we all shared our experiences. My drivers Dalpuji then and Ajay Patel now, my Krishnas to drive me around, are great human beings. Ajay is a man of great support and unfailingly faithful. Swami, my Chobdar, who retired in mid-term of my journey, and Dayabhai now have been shadows in the court precincts so that I don't falter or stumble. PSOs Harpal and Rajdeep have been and are more than my personal security officers. They have been my sons, looking after all my needs and comforts. Home attendants Raman and Belji have looked after us at home and made it more welcoming. I also thank my office attendant, Jayesh alias Chotu. His namaskars are the talk of Manik Chowk. We share the same height. I will miss all these smiling faces of my chamber. Chief Justice Sunita Agarwal, what do I say? In adverse circumstances, which I pray no one of us face, on the personal and the professional front, led from the front, unflinchingly and unwaveringly. I am grateful for the trust she reposed in me, and in her tenure, I got to be at the helm of this wonderful institution. The opportunity came for adverse personal reasons that she faced, but she supported me with a smiling face, with her pain within. Thank you, Chief. I would also like to thank the Registrar Generals from 2016 till the present, Mr. S.T. Suthar, and the judicial officers come registrars who have worked in the registry during my tenure, and the staff of the registry. As a part of the recruitment committee, the task was very challenging. But Prashant Jain, who religiously land up in the chambers at 10:15 with his folders and explanations on his fingertips, made my job easy. I would further like to thank Mr. Ravindran, Mr. Sunil Lodha, and other secretaries of the Chief Justice's Secretariat, present and past, who have guided me in discharge of my administrative duties, which I would not have been able to handle but for their assistance. I also render my gratitude to the protocol staff, each one of them, without individually naming them, for having taken care of my and family's comfort. I wish to acknowledge also the gratitude to the judges' cell and the housekeeping staff. Sorry, I wasn't writing a biography, I must stop. I don't want to. Not because the retirement age that is constitutionally designed compels us to demit office, because this institution has given me a lot. It has taught me that above all, independence, integrity, and inspiration are the hallmarks of an individual to stand out. If the institution is what it is, please nurture it and let these hallmarks be the roadmap to take it further. I would appeal to all those present here that let us together make a pledge that we will never fail this institution. As I have said earlier, integrity, and independence are the hallmarks of this august institution, and we all therefore have a collective responsibility, the bar and the bench, to serve the people of this country in delivering justice without fear or favor or ill will by upholding the Constitution and the laws. This journey has been more than a professional chapter, it has been a deeply personal one. I have learned, grown, and above all, cherished the solemn privilege of being entrusted with the responsibility to adjudicate, to uphold the Constitution, and to strive for justice. I know not what tomorrow holds, but I know this. I shall carry with me the precious memories, like treasures tucked away from moments of nostalgic reminiscence. The echoes of the arguments, the silence of the reflection, the camaraderie of the court shall linger all along in my heart. Thank you all for walking this path with me. May justice continue to shine brightly in these halls. चलते चलते मेरे ये अल्फाज याद रखना, कभी अलविदा ना कहना.
Proceedings of the full court be kept on record.
So good. Thank you.